All right, welcome to another episode of Gin and Truth. I'm the captain of this ship, Robert motherfucking Reed. Got a tumble full of Henrys, got a mindful of thoughts. Let's go. All right, gang, let's jump into this shit. I just forgot something, so you guys know the drill. Please go fuck yourselves. Gang, the meat of today's rotted sandwich, it's a video brought to us by the good people of Jubilee. And this one is entitled, If Christians Were 100% Honest. Now, here's the thing, gang, and if there's a Christian that's going to hear this, you're not going to like what it is I'm going to say. And that is, you can't. Christians, you can't be honest, right? And here's the thing, it's not your fucking fault. It's not your fucking fault. You can't be honest because you have a faith system, which means you're sitting on some bullshit. They told you this crock of shit. They told us, right? I used to be a Christian too. Some of y'all were Christians that are watching this. They got to us before we had any intellectual form of self-defense. I just belch, hashtag unprofessional. At about the same time that they told all of us that there was an Easter bunny, Santa Claus, and a tooth fairy, they told us there was a God who's sitting there looking at everything that we do. And the big difference between Santa, the other fictional characters, and the Christian God, if you didn't believe in Santa, you were just kind of the weirdo. What do you mean? You don't believe in Santa? No one told you that you were going to get hurt, right? If your big brother or big sister just wanted to be a butthole, they're in the 7th grade, you're in the 2nd or 3rd, your parents haven't told you, but they're like, hey, come here, fuckface, come here. Open up mom's closet or something, and they're all you're see, told you there's no fucking Santa Claus. And now you're over here just devastated and shit. The worst thing that's going to happen is your parents are going to pull your sibling off to the side. You know, you're a real fucking asshole, right? But there's no eternal torment. And if you figure it out, I figured it out in about, there was either the 4th or 5th grade, maybe. I love the concept of Santa. That shit was fucking fantastic. I need some chapstick. It's cold, gang. Holy shit, I'm driving a motherfucker. I was probably 4th grade, 5th grade. And I remember we were at my mom's house and we were doing the whole opening of the gifts thing. And I'm sitting there and I just remember looking, thinking, you know what? Santa's handwriting looks a hell of a lot like Dad's. And I figured it out. And okay, we just kept it moving. Right? So if you find out that there's no Santa, no Easter, gang, please go fight yourself. I love my mom. You guys know that, but holy shit, she's got issues. You know what I just found? In that big fucking, whatever the fuck the wooden thing is in your parents, all of my baby teeth. It's like, Mom, that's kind of, what the fuck? Are you going to wear them as jewelry? Were you going to go conquer a neighboring village? Right? Carrie, what is best in life? Crush your enemy, see them driven before you, hear the lamentations of their women. I found all my teeth. And when you find out that there's no tooth fairy and there's no punishment, people are like, oh, you grew up, you fucking found out. Congratulations. If you do that with the Christian God, you get threatened with hell. You're thrown out of your family sometimes. You lose relationships. There have been reports of people losing housing and employment. When you find out that there's no Santa, people just say, it's about time. When you question the existence of a timeless, spaceless, immaterial, disembodied mind, and that's what I'm saying. There's no hell. It's the only unforgivable sin the Bible can offer. If you don't believe this, you are fucked. And they got us when we had no intellectual self-defense, right? So that's what I'm saying. Again, what if Christians were 100% honest about what? The Ark encounter? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Stop it. The Garden of Eden did not happen. Stop it. Moses splitting a sea with a stick. That didn't happen. Stop it. And so it's like, well, what if they were 100% honest? Well, if they're talking about the biblical claims, you can't be. It's impossible because it is a faith claim. And at this stage of my life, faith claim is a synonym for lying, right? So, gang, we're going to go ahead and hit it with the Autobots, transform, and roll out. What do you see? This bullshit. So we're sitting here, the good people from Jubilee, and this one is entitled, If Christians Were 100% Honest. Why can't I blow up, Shway? What's going on? Oh, that's why. Okay, Uncle Bobby, go fuck yourself. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to hit it with the blow up, Shway. Hold on. Okay, so this is about a 13-minute video, and fuck it, let's just see what the hell's going on. Roll the tape.
What if you could speak your mind without fear of judgment? We brought together 7 strangers, protected their identities, and
Pause the tape. Where is this being filmed? What if you, why do I have closed caption? Oh, let's go over here. I see closed caption. Let's get this shit off my screen. Do you want to change? Subtitles off. Okay, I put on, why the fuck? Fuck it. Let's just keep it rolling. Where is this being filmed? Mainland China? Saudi Arabia? What if you could speak your mind without judgment? Versus what? Or is this the one mythical place that I always hear about where it's just so hard being a Christian? Are you hiding your Christianity from your family? And this is why I always say that this is emotional Munchausen syndrome. Christians, you want all the attention that comes with being an underclass, but you don't want to carry the burden of actually being the underclass. Why are you wearing a mask? Are you kidding me? Gang, at the time of this recording, if I'm not mistaken, Trump and his fuck faces, it's the prayer meeting or the prayer breakfast or whatever. I wonder what prayer is going to be said, which God we're going to pray to, right? Again, just stop with the bullshit. Roll the tape.
created a space for them to be completely honest.
Oh, well.
What will be revealed when they take the mask off?
There is something wrong with LGBT people.
Pause the tape. Go fuck yourself. See, when you get your own, yeah, and you're right. Right? Well, you could be wrong. Yeah, you're right. I could be. And if I'm wrong, I'm responsible for my wrongness. What I'm not going to do is pull a fuckface Frank Turek. You can't get mad at me. It's not my morality. God hates faggots. So don't get mad at me, you fucking coward. You want to know what Uncle Bobby feels about his LGBTQ plus family members? Good to go. Treat me right and I will return the favor, right? I'm not going to sit here and judge you because your name is Franklin and you want to fuck Steven in his booty hole. That's got nothing to do with me. Because again, let's just get right down to it. It's all about the sex. You're straight, you have a dick, and you just can't imagine getting an erection over some dude with a fucking beard whose voice is deeper than yours. Okay, fine. It's not your jam. Right? But to judge someone negatively, quite simply based on an immutable characteristic like who they want to have sex with, ugh. But see, when you're a Christian, you have to have these fucking discussions. It's Leviticus is very clear. It's fucked up. And the latest excuse is what? Well, God, the smartest whatever in the known universe, couldn't come up with the word for pedophile. So Leviticus 18:22 actually is supposed to mean don't rape little boys. Okay, funny that you should say that, because the fuckface talked the universe into existence but couldn't come up with the word pedophile. So he made the fuckfaces write down in his perfect book, hey, don't butt fuck dudes, because if you butt fuck another dude, it'll make all these other dudes throw rocks at you until you're no longer converting oxygen into carbon dioxide. You good with that? How many thousands of years, how many probably millions of gay people have been tortured and even over this bullshit because of some fucked up ass rule in an old dusty ass book? Right? When you get to make your own calls, you're right, Christians, I could be right and I could also be wrong, but the responsibility is mine. What I'm not going to do is shove it on, the lap of some timeless, spaceless image material, disembodied mind. Please go fuck yourself. I just told someone this at work yesterday. Again, show me the Christian and I will show you their God. Religion is nothing more than the worship of your own ego. Please notice how you and your God, you agree on everything, including the stuff that you don't agree upon. I know people that are hardcore Christians, and they will tell you their God accepts gay people as is, period, in the story. Take it to the mat, too. Absolutely not. God does not hate gay people. They just shut the fuck up. You want to know why? It's because they are okay with gay people. So as it turns out, their Jesus is also okay with gay people. But take someone who is almost violently opposed to homosexuality, like a Jeff Durbin. How much you want to bet that Jeff Durbin doesn't like gay people? So as a result, that was disgusting. His Jesus doesn't like them. So let's see what they have to say. Shit, roll the tape.
I'm going to say a strong no. Yes, I believe that homosexuality is a sin, but saying that like LGBTQ plus people, there's something wrong with them as people, as human beings, that's a harsh statement. So it's a hard topic.
This is a really sensitive topic because
Pause the tape. No, it's not. It's not. It's not hard at all. Right? And the caller Susan. What Susan seems to be bouncing back and forth with. Notice how she started it out, goddamn, by saying it's a sin. Again, she just has to hold on to this sin bullshit, but then she's going to tap dance backwards, and I'm glad, because she sounds like one of those that she's not anti-LGBTQ plus. Thank you, Susan. We need more of you. Right? And so she's torn in between her feelings, which, yes, Christians, in my opinion, they're the right ones. Her personal feelings are good to go. Okay? Her personal feelings tell her that simply being gay, what seems to be the problem? That she also has to sit there and bend over backwards because what Leviticus says. Okay, and again, this is a really sensitive topic. No, it's not. And it sounds like a dude is talking, Stephen. It's not hard at all. It's not sensitive. Judge people on who the fuck it is they are and not who they're fucking. That's not sensitive and that's not hard to say. Roll the tape.
I know that a lot of LGBTQ people have been hurt by the church. They've been hurt by Christians. I personally have family members who identify as they, who are homosexual. While God hates sin, he loves the people and he loves the.
Yeah, pause the tape. You can't say that. Well, in that group, yes, you can. Right? Again, 3 ice cubes, bitch. Yeah, see, there's only one. Someone's getting their ass whooped, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's not gonna be. Now go on in there and get that motherfucking belt. Yeah, don't worry, bitch. I love you. I hate the fact that you fucked up my ice cube count, but I'm gonna fuck you all the way up. Yeah, go on and get that belt. I'm gonna make Ike Turner look like a motherfucking massage therapist with what it is I'm getting ready to do for you, to you. But don't worry, I don't hate you. I just hate the fact that you put the wrong kind of ice cube, wrong number of ice cube. Shut the fuck up. again, Christians in your circle, you can sit there and you can jerk off all over yourself, and you can sit here and make the statement. Again, God loves us, but he hates the sin. And if you keep fucking up and you don't jerk him off, he's going to hurt you for in a lifetime. In Christian circles, you get to say that. But when people like me hear, I'm like, that's not love. That is not love. See, if I ask my girl to go get me a drink and she's kind enough to do it, whether she puts one ice cube or 100 of them in there, you know what I'm going to say? Thank you. No, actually, you know what I'm going to say? Baby, if it's one of the Darth Vader helmets, just one. I only need one. Thank you. So my leg's hurting. Thank you. Or if you're going to use the blocks, that tumbler can actually hold 2. So if it's the Darth Vader shape, yes, I actually have a Darth Vader ice mold. That thing is huge. So just use one. If you're going to use the blocks, please put 2. You see how simple that is? I didn't ask her to use faith. I asked her. She said yes. And whether she gets it right, you said the Darth Vader is 1. I put 2. You're like, you know what? Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. See, that's what a reasonable person. There's no wrath. There's no hell. There's no Gehenna. There's shut the fuck up. Roll the tape.
Homosexual, and he loves the transgender because he died for them. But the problem that
Pause the tape. Go fuck yourself, drama queens. I remember someone saying that early in my atheism. Basically the greatest show of love is to die for someone. I was like, wow, really? Well, your father sucked, because my dad showed us. And I tell people this all the time when the topic comes up, and they're like, oh, you were abused. Like, no, no. You know how many times I've heard the words, I love you, out of my dad's mouth? I'm in my 50s. 0. He never said it, but he showed it every single day, every second. I'm telling you, and not that I want to relive it. You want to talk about in sickness and in health. You want to know what love is? Go see what my dad did to take care of his dying wife. Holy shitballs. No, fuck faces. The greatest show of love isn't dying. The greatest show of love is living for people. Acting like my dad. Working his ass off to make sure that at minimum, his kids didn't have the life that he had growing up. Because I told you, my dad, if you put my dad's story on anyone else's shoulders, I'm not saying this lightly. Let's just say they would have self-deleted by the time they were 12. My dad's life was horrible, horrible. And it drove that motherfucker to succeed. Let's just say my father's in a way different tax bracket than when he was a child, right? He's done pretty good for his goddamn self, right? And the fuckface just wanted, I didn't know this until recently. How are we going to get to this film? I'm talking all just fuck me. Shut the fuck up, Uncle Bobby. Keep going. I told you he's been more of an open book since mom died. And he got a bonus from something from the military. And instead of, banking all of it, he's like, he never once left his hometown as a child. Never. Never. He couldn't afford it. Big Mama couldn't afford food, much less a luxury vacation. And he's like, I want my kids to have a vacation. I never had one. So dad took that bonus and basically gave it to his family with an experience that we still talk about to this day. The 1984 Chevy Impala station wagon. And it was fucking the black version of motherfucking National Lampoon's National Vacation. It was fucking fantastic. Memories that will last me a lifetime. My point is, the greatest show of love is not dying for someone. The greatest show of love is living for others, working your ass off to make sure that the people around you have a quality of life that is fucking superb. Give me a break. Roll the tape.
do see with LGBTQ people is that the lifestyle.
Okay, pause the tape. We may not make it out of this one. This is the problem. We're not having the same conversation. How many times must it be said? It's not a lifestyle. This is not a choice, right? I love lifting weights. And in my age, I probably shouldn't. It's why my body hurts so much. I still live the bodybuilding lifestyle. There's meal replacement powders, creatine monohydrate. I eat meals all throughout the day. My lifting routine is like Novocaine. It is boring as shit, but it works. Every body part gets its own day where it just gets fucking slaughtered, Jack. I choose to live the bodybuilding lifestyle. Gay people choose to be gay the exact same way straight people choose to be straight. Dimitri, you are not having the same conversation as the rest of us. The problem is not the lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle. You were born the way that you were born. Roll the tape.
It does take away a lot of things. They're depressed. They're lonely all the time.
Okay, pause the tape. I'm about to get to my drink. Go fuck yourself, my dude. Depressed, again, I said this in my other video, and I've said this a million times. Try living in a world that fucking hates you. Some of our LGBTQ plus family members don't even have to leave the house. Again, the persecution, Christian, that you claim to have, no, it's what you perpetrate. It's what you put on everyone else. Right? They leave their home. They just want to go to work. They want to go to school. They want to do everything else, but they can't hold their fucking Ray Comfort. Right? I've seen him do it. Right? You got two dudes. They're obviously romantically linked. And they're sitting there, I think is it Huntington Beach where he does all his fucked up ass interviews? Jonathan and Steven just want to sit. They want to hold each other's hands. And they want to listen to the music that the ocean makes. They work hard. They just got a day off. And like, you know what, baby? We're going to go see these motherfucking waves. So you know what Steven says to Jonathan? Baby, let's do this thing. So they go out there. And they're just trying to have a good time. They got a little motherfucking liquor. They got some food. They're just going to sit and enjoy each other's company. Then Ray Comfort's monkey ass comes up here. So, are you a filthy faggot? Okay, so dude, can you just leave us alone? Well, I love you and God loves you. And so is it wrong if you rape and murder 17 girls? You suck each other's dicks? Okay, so God hates your faggot lifestyle. So how does this make you feel? Like, I didn't ask for this heat. I just wanted to chill. Right? So when you sit there, they're depressed all because they have to deal with people like you. They just want to live their life. But idiots like you won't leave them alone, won't stop making these fucked up ass videos. People like you become governors and senators and state reps and even presidents and pass laws that make gay people's lives more difficult. And you want to sit there, well, they're depressed. Well, fuckface, go fuck yourself. I wonder why. They're lonely all the time. They're not lonely. They're motherfucking isolated, some of them, because they can't blend into society because of assholes like you. How are we going to get to the other fucking topics, gang? Roll the tape.
I mean, that's not the life that God called for you. When you receive Christ, the Spirit of God can deliver you from homosexuality. And
Pause the tape. Dimitri, I want you to get your monkey ass off this goddamn stage. You aren't delivered from homosexuality because there's nothing wrong with homosexuality. Drop it. Roll the tape.
I've seen it happen. People who identify as bisexual or homosexual, and God delivers them, and they no longer choose to identify.
Yeah, it's called lying, right? It's pressure. It's absolute pressure. Because here's the thing. The two dudes that started Exodus International, the biggest Pray the Gay Away ministry there was at the time, not only did those two guys walk away from the industry that they founded, they fell in love with each other and started sucking each other's dicks. Then they started going around doing interviews saying, you'll never guess what. What we found is straight sitting on some bullshit. It's an orientation. You can't change who and what you are. If you're gay, be gay. If you're lesbianic, be lesbian. Whatever the fuck it is you are, we're sorry. We fucked you over. But instead of fucking you over, now we're fucking each other. We're loud. We're proud. We're queer. We're here. Please go fuck yourself. Right? So again, the people that have made the quote unquote switch, these are the people who, no fault of their own, they have succumbed to the pressure. You're tired of being isolated. You're tired of being terrorized. Pressure, conformity is a powerful tool. Powerful tool. Any isolation or depression that our gay people are feeling, it's probably because of people like you, Dimitri. Roll the tape.
By that way.
One thing, you know, the Lord says that if you have sinned against one law, you have broken all.
Okay, Paul, we are definitely not getting through this. Then why don't you guys go hard on all the other quote unquote sins? And again, let me guess. Oh, Robert, there's a dietary law, then there's a sexual law, then there's a go fuck yourself law. Where's the law taking away the rights of the people who get tattoos and eat shrimp? People who shave the side of their faces, plant crops of the two different whatever the fuck. And I know, just go ahead, put it in the comments. There's always a fucking excuse, right? Give me a break. Okay, if you've broken one law, you've broken all the laws. But it turns out we don't go in on the other laws, insert sex jokes there. Like, go fuck yourself. Donald Trump is a two-legged example of how to violently fist fuck the first 10 commandments. We didn't make a law against that motherfucker. We gave him the nuke codes. Come on, guys, roll the tape.
All the laws. And so every single human being is wrong. Like if you ask that question, are homosexuals wrong? Well, sure. But are they a different type of wrong? No, they're not a different type of wrong. They are the same wrong as I am.
I feel like we tend to magnify the LGBTQ community. For example, I come from a Hispanic household and sexual abuse is brushed under the rug so many times.
Straight.
But you choose to magnify, let's say, my gay cousin over my molester uncle.
God.
You know what I mean? It's
Facts, yeah.
there's something wrong with both.
And the question is then why do we magnify?
Yeah, pause the tape. I didn't catch that lady's name. You're wrong on the last thing you said. There's definitely something wrong with your diaper sniffing fucking uncle. Fuck that. But to even attempt to put being a diaper sniffer in the same vein as motherfucking being gay, you know, no. And that's the Christianity making you say that, by the way. Right? I will go to my grave believing it should be my next tattoo, death to chomos. I've got no patience for people who abuse kids in that manner. Right? Go fuck yourself. It's not even in the same discussion. I didn't catch her name, so let's just call her Maria. Maria, that was the Christianity making you say that. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts somewhere in your heart, you know that being a chomo and being gay are two totally different animals. Roll the tape.
Magnify the sin of homosexuality. It's because no one goes around saying murdering's okay, that theft is okay. But there are people going around saying, well, love is love and homosexuality is just...
Yeah, pause the tape. This may have to be a two-parter. This is very common, right? You are lumping a sexual orientation in the same bucket as, what did he say? Theft and murder. We can't have this conversation because we're not having the same conversation. They're not the same thing. They are, quite simply put, not the same thing. Roll the tape.
Love, and they're trying to justify it. And so the church has to do some sort of defense. And that's why this sin gets more attention than the others.
Yeah.
And so they can escape their shame, not by marching down a street shouting pride, embrace who you are, look within. They can escape their shame by casting on Christ and receiving his forgiveness.
Amen.
Women who get abortions are murderers.
Pause the tape. Refill. I need a lot of alcohol to get through this one. Go fuck yourself. Again, all the loaded language. If you just want me to say they're killing kids, you know what? I'm going to tell you in return, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Murder all those motherfuckers. If that's how you want me to word it, fine. Fine. But I told you, I will never sit here and get a motherfucking morality lesson from a goddamn Christian. Hell no. And let me tell you why. If your monkey ass is going to sit here, like it's built, hashtag a professional, and tell me that there is a place of eternal torment where I am going to go and get my ass handed to me by your loving God, and you can say that without blinking, then I'm going to tell you, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Right? Give me a fucking break. But again, I stand on business when I tell you, it is not my meat. So therefore, it's not my call. Someone getting an abortion has got nothing to do with you, Christians. Let people make the decisions that they want to make for their goddamn selves. And if it's that important to your God, have his monkey ass come down here and tell us himself. Again, he's got no problem appearing on Super Bowl Sunday. He's got no problem helping people find lost car keys and $20 bills. If he doesn't want people to get an abortion, if he doesn't want gay people fucking, then have him come down here and tell us himself. If you want an abortion, get a fucking abortion. It's got nothing to do with anyone but the person whose body is getting ready to get used as rental space. Roll the tape.
It is God who gives and takes away life. Man.
Okay, pause the tape. We have argument from special exception already. Okay, give me a break. It reminds me of, let's go back over here. When I talked to those two dudes, where was I? Oh, yeah. Long story short, we were talking about the flood. And it's like, okay, this motherfucker sat there. So, have you ever had someone choke you and not in a sexy, vibrant way? Oh, hold on. Let's take a look here. Okay. It sucks. I've been choked unconscious a great many a time. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. Trying to reach for an involuntary action and it's not available, it immediately makes you panic. Even in a training situation, you have to unlearn how to panic when that happens. God did that to every baby on the planet. Motherfuck everyone else. If you just want to sit here and tell me that abortion is wrong, because that's murdering babies. God did that to every baby on the planet. He filled their lungs with fluid. This is one of the worst ways you feel yourself dying. And he did that to every baby on the planet. What's up, baby? You know what this motherfucker sat there and told me? He sat there and told me, Robert, that was the biggest show of grace. I got nothing for you. I don't even know what to say to that other than, waiter, can I get my tab? I'm just sitting next to Charles Manson over here. Again, we can't have this discussion. This is just like saying a dog took a shit, therefore there is a God, right? If you're going to sit here and just tell me that the only person who's allowed to murder babies is God, we're not, I can't have this discussion. Roll the tape.
Man or woman has no place taking a life that they didn't breathe into. There is no.
Okay, I can't believe I used to sound like this. A dude fucked a woman and they created a baby. They made that motherfucker. Right? So if you're just going to sit here and say they didn't make the motherfucker, so therefore they can't kill it, you actually couldn't be more wrong. They did make that motherfucker. So if that's the standard by which you are judging who can and can't do it, and again, I can't even get mad at these people. This is the Christianity talking. Roll the tape.
Going around that one, I think, for Christians. You kill a baby, that makes you a murderer.
Okay.
This topic, sorry, it gets me emotional because I've just seen people go through that and sorry. And they feel it in their soul and in their spirit that it was wrong.
Pause the tape. I agree. What was your name? Cabal? Cabal? I agree. I know people like that. Yeah. I know someone who has multiple kids right now. And the first time that she had an abortion, she'll tell you, I still feel to this day, her kids are happy, they're healthy, she'll tell you, I feel like a murderer. Yeah, choice. That's what pro-choice is, Cabal. When you make a choice, whether you realize it or not, you choose all the end results of that choice. This child has got every reason to get sad, upset, and I'm trying not to rag any of these people because I was once in that spot. So I'm going to try to ease off the gas a little bit. Probably not. I'm a fuckface. But you're right, Cabal. Sometimes people make that choice and they absolutely regret it. Sometimes people make a choice and they're like, it was like taking a shit. I know people who sit there, I had an abortion. I'm going to tell you what, best decision I've ever made. There was no I had no money. I had nothing at 19. And I am telling you, the best thing I've ever done was to terminate that pregnancy. There's no way. So yeah, but here again, that is the downside. One of the consequences, one of your 5 minutes after of making that choice is that, Cabal. Sometimes people will live the rest of their life with absolute regret. But it was their choice to make. Roll the tape.
Wrong. And they deal with that pain and that shame and regret.
Yep.
My husband himself, him and his sisters, they are all a product of rape. And I mean, that's my husband. So to imagine that, like, he wouldn't.
Yeah, pause the tape. And I've heard that before. Okay, one, that sounds real fucked up. There's a story there, Cabal. Holy shit, that sounds awful. And I've heard that before, right? Yeah, well, if this person's mom would have aborted him, I wouldn't have had my friend, my husband, my wife, my whatever the fuck. I get that. But that is not a reason to stop everyone else from having that choice. Cabal, I hope you're happily married. I hope everything you wanted from that marriage is exactly what you're getting. But your personal experience should not stop the person just sitting next to you, much less everyone in the United States, to have that choice stripped away from them. Again, roll this fucked up ass tape.
Be here if his mother didn't decide to keep them and raise them. It's sad to think about.
Maybe it was not in a good experience. Maybe you were raped. Maybe you were a victim to something abusive. Maybe it wasn't planned.
Don't say it.
But let me tell you something. God, he's never early, never late. He's always on time.
All right. Kashq, Kashyyyk. Let's just go with Kashyyyk. Okay, I used to do the exact same things. He may not get there when you want him to, but he's always right on time. Okay, that doesn't affect reality one fucking ounce. Okay, I'm just gonna go with Kashyyyk because I like the way that sounds better than Kashq or whatever the fuck. All the fancy sayings that you were taught, that I was taught, does not affect reality 1 ounce. When I said don't say it, I thought she was gonna go with the whole don't punish the child because of the sins of the father. Again, Christians, if that's what you're going to say, you need to change your entire fucking business model because that is exactly what Christianity is. Apparently, I deserve to get my ass kicked because Dirtman and Ribwoman ate a fucking apple. So I just hope that Kashyyyk doesn't say that. Roll the tape.
time. And the fact that you were given this gift of life, and if you can't handle it or you can't take care of it, there are options.
Well, I'm just wondering then, what would you think of people who like stand outside of like abortion places and try to stop people?
It makes me so upset, like the people who just protest and try to shove and judge and condemn others. That is not love. That is not God. That is not how he would handle people. Jesus is very gentle, and he would not make them feel like they cannot come to the Father because they are in shame or not worthy.
I do want to address, I think there's a misunderstanding about what people do who stand out in front of abortion clinics. What they're doing is not abusing them, they're not attacking them, they're letting them know that there's options, telling them.
Okay, pause the tape. That's right, only part of the time. Okay, fine. If you, and I've heard stories, and if a Christian wants, I will take care of all the financial portions of this. I will take care of you from now until the time you give birth. And afterwards, I will take that child and I will adopt that child. I've heard that. And let me tell you something. If the pregnant lady is like, you got yourself a deal. Let's make this a contract. Let's make, where's there a lawyer up in this bitch? That's one thing. But that's only one portion of the people, Calvin. The other ones, there have been arrests because pro-life motherfuckers have ended the life of abortion providers. So let's be honest here. Both sides of that coin are out there. Roll the tape.
About crisis pregnancy centers, offering to adopt their children, explaining them what an abortion really is. They're doing really important work. And if we all believe that abortion is murder, and we all just said that we do, well, then what it is mass murder. It's genocide in the United States. It's worse than the Holocaust. And so I wouldn't want to throw stones at someone who's out in front of the concentration camp saying, don't murder Jews. I would want to go alongside that person and applaud that person for being courageous. And I think that's really important work that all Christians should support to help try to fight abortion in this country.
I have had sex outside of marriage.
Oh, God bless America. Okay, I really am trying to keep my mouth shut. Can we stop with this? Seriously. If your P word gets wet, and if your D word gets hard, and if you can find someone who'll play with it for you, then you should fucking do that shit. The only shame that comes with sex is what is put on top of it. It's not inherently wrong. It's not a gift from God. Shut the fuck up. Now, people have different sex drives, different turn-ons, even different kinks. I can make an entire show just on that. The bottom line is this. If you feel horny and you want to commence to fucking, and if you can find a partner or partners that will give you the thumbs up with enthusiasm, do that shit. If you want to jerk off all over yourself and provide it, you're not in the middle of like Sunday school or the frozen food section, you're in the privacy of your home and you want to fucking jerk one off, then jerk one off. Right? I mean, just give me a break. This one's going to be painful to listen to. Roll the tape.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm at the red light now.
Everyone was doing it. We're on many cycles with that. Like, I've had an orgy with females. I've had, that one person you can just hit up anytime you want to, and they're available. At some point you have to stop avoiding a sin because God hates.
Pause the tape. Then why aren't we making laws against you? Isn't that cabal? So apparently cabal is bisexual. Right? She found a woman. She wanted to get down, so she did. She married a dude. She got down, so they did. Why aren't we making laws against people who aren't virgins on their wedding night? No, let's focus on gay people because they're the fucked up ones, right? But this I'm going to be as quiet as I can because I don't want to make this a 90-minute show. There's nothing wrong with your sexual urges. Roll the tape.
Hates not sinners, but the sin, because it comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And I'm now married, and my husband abstained till marriage, and he has had to deal with the repercussions of my sin. And
yeah, pause the tape. He's had to deal with the repercussion. Okay. if that's just the way that you're wired, I don't. I told you I tried to have the jealousy gene, and it was the longest 3 seconds of my life. I'm not jealous, and I just assume that whoever I'm dating, someone fucked that person before I did, and I hope it was good, right? Who doesn't like sex and fuck? It's like, okay, and if she and I are in a monogamous relationship, okay, give me all the details. Okay, hold on. Was his dick bigger than mine? That's just sitting on some bullshit. Did he eat pussy better than me? Oh, I don't know if I can handle it. What? You fuck some bitches? Well, I fuck bitches. You fuck bitches? That makes you buy. Oh, I'm so confused. So what? You're just gonna you just see everyone at the grocery store and you're like, now the threat has been tripled. You want to fuck me? I hope you want to fuck me, but now you want to fuck him, but now you also have to fuck her. Oh, I get it. As far as I'm concerned, if we're in a monogamous relationship and it has BC. Before Chris. Whatever happened, happened. And I hope it was happy. I hope it was consensual. And I hope you fucking nutted so hard that you damn near broke your spine. Now, maybe I don't want the details. That could also be fun. That's a whole nother fucking video, fuck faces. And you're like, okay, you know what I really like? XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3. I want all this stuff. It's probably because she had it done already. You're like, okay, this is what I like. Okay, I'm writing that shit all the way down. And if you can sit here and go down those roads, it's like, oh man, she said, okay, put my entire fist in her pussy while I'm eating her clit. Well, how'd she figure out that she likes that? Someone else did it. Oh man, was he more handsome than I was? Was he more muscular than I? Just let it go. We are sexual beings. Okay, Cabal. You like women and you like dudes. You said you did some orgies. You did some fucking. I say good for you. And probably because of the Christianity, he's holding on to some insecurities that are just not necessary to hold on to. He's had did you have an STD? I mean, if that's the case, then there are precautions that can be taken. Some of them can be cleared up with medicine. I mean, give me a break. Just roll this fucked up ass tape.
Pass.
Yeah, I wasn't saved until I was 20. And before that time,
You did some fucking.
I did have sex outside of marriage.
Oh,
And even when I was first becoming Christian, I would hear people say, oh, you can't have sex outside of marriage. And I said, okay, well, I'll do everything else, but I won't do that one thing because that's a really hard thing to give up.
You know, when you have sex with somebody, it's really hard to move on from that. You start feeling all types of things.
That's not necessarily true. Hold on, Benny. And I say this for men and women. I know people that are, again, we are people. And yeah, let's just be stereotypical. Yes, I know some women that just can't do it, right? Their vagina will not work if their heart is not into that person. I know some women who are like, I just fucked 6 dudes last week. I couldn't tell you their names. And everything in between. Same thing with dudes, right? Again, this is almost this one-size-fits-all conversation for what can be a very complex topic. I'm going to stop talking. Just roll the tape.
Yourself. And it's just remembering that God doesn't say this to be mean or to be a dictator, but to protect you.
Yeah, if I can add to that, to be completely honest with you, I'm scared of sex. I had a very traumatic experience when I was younger where I've had family members intend to take advantage of me. And because of that traumatic experience, I just have had that fear to be enclosed with just one man in a room.
Even though.
Pause the tape. I obviously have no jokes for that. And Kashik, may I strongly recommend therapy, right? Afraid of sex because it sounds like something fucked up happened, go get therapy. Seriously. Talk to somebody, get some help, see if you can't get over or learn how to live with that portion of your past. Seriously, roll the tape.
I have not lost my virginity. Pornography has been something that has been rampant in my life. And that sexual sin as well is truly in my spirit.
Pause the tape. David, you want to know why you look at pornography? You want to know why you jerk off all over yourself? Because it feels good. I told y'all, humanity. Christianity attacks you at your core. It attacks you at being human, right? Okay, if you take your next breath, you're a bad person. What did all of you just do? David, there's nothing wrong with looking at pornography. Nothing. Right? And again, I'm taking into account pornography with like actors and directors and sets and the acting and the performing and the blase and the glavinoids. Yes, I know that there's a very dark side to the bullshit, and I've learned some shit, and it's all kinds of fucked up. So when I say pornography, I'm talking about, and I know Uncle Bobby, I have no idea who that Angela White, oh, I don't know who that is. Oh, shut the fuck up. Yes, you do. Right? I'm talking Angela White. I'm talking Lisa Ann. I'm talking Lexington Steele. I'm talking Shane Diesel. I'm talking Rico Strong. I'm talking Mia fucking Khalifa. All right, please go fuck yourself. I'm talking about actors and actresses, controlled sets. And you want to know why you jerk off? You want to know why you masturbate? David, it feels good. And there's nothing wrong with feeling good. Roll the tape.
Spiritual experience has been almost equal. Going wrong against God, going wrong against self, that brings so much shame, so much guilt. But when the forgiveness comes, we see the true glory of
You're
God
wrong.
because we see how broken
You're
we
not
were
broken.
and how,
You are not
how
broken.
reformed we are through Christ.
You're denying your. Okay.
Anyone who isn't Christian
Oh,
is
it's already
going
good.
to hell.
Yeah, for me, this one's a pretty easy one. John 14:6, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If we're Christians, when we say we believe in the Bible, either we believe what Jesus said or we don't.
Yeah, it's a tough sentence to answer. And to be honest, I suppose I can't just flatly say yes or no. So it's tough. But with that being said, what does Christian really mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I said no because everybody uses the word Christian now, right? I believe there's Christians who aren't going to go to heaven.
What about people who subscribe to, like, say Judaism or Islam?
It goes back to the Bible. It says that to go to heaven, you have to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord. And there's a lot of people who don't identify as Christians who believe that. What if there's a Satanist on his death?
Pause the tape. Then they're Christians. Right? I've heard that before. I've heard there are atheists that believe in the resurrection of Christ. Okay, that means they're not atheists. If you, it's just stop. Again, this is only a difficult topic because you know that is a fucked up ass situation right there. It is, right? In the story, there is no debate. And whoever this mass murderer is in front of me right now, you just straight up say, yeah, fuck it, you're going to go to hell. I mean, you either believe in Jesus. This is what I'm talking about. You figure out there's no Santa Claus, people say, welcome to being an adult. You figured it out. Sit there and say, I don't believe in a God. All of a sudden, this, okay, roll the tape.
That at that moment, they confess with their mouth and they believe in their heart. Like they didn't live their whole lives being Christian. Are they going to go to hell? I don't believe that. So I think to say that if you're not Christian, you're going to go.
Pause the tape. We're going to fast forward. I want to get to the other questions. I remember having a discussion with a very dear friend of mine when she found out I didn't believe in God. We sat, we talked. She was worried about my soul, the blase and the glavinoids. And I said, yeah, look, friend, according to your theology, I'm fucked. I'm going to go to hell and be tortured forever. I am telling you now, I'm an atheist. It's like, oh, maybe you're an agnostic. I just told you I'm an atheist, which means you follow a religion that tells you that your friend is going to get hurt. You know what she said? I don't believe that. Okay. The only way to get to heaven is to bite on the whole Jesus thing. I don't do that anymore. Your religion says I'm going to go to hell. You're going to go to heaven. Okay. Right? Again, this is just stop. And just roll this fucked up ass tape.
Go to hell. It's kind of an absolute that drives more people away from Christianity than brings them in.
I'm thinking of babies that have died, and
Again, pause the tape. Here we go. Right? Yeah. According to Christianity, babies are fucked. Acceptance is an active process. Babies, toddlers, they can't do it. I remember one lady at work, she pulled this little stunt. She was trying to get me to come back to the flock, and why she chose this route, I have no idea. But she sat there and she gave her daughter an iPad while she and I were doing our thing. He's like, watch, Robert. Right? Is this your iPad? No, mommy. Is it mommy's iPad? No, mommy. Whose iPad is it? It's Jesus's iPad, mommy. Well, this was a child. She was still shitting on herself, right? And I was like, that's not impressive. Give me that child right now. Right now. Let that motherfucker live in my house for 6 weeks. I can have her making the exact same pledge of fidelity to an unopened can of fucking tomato sauce. That's not impressive. Right? So according to fucking Christianity, babies are fucked. And you know what people tell me? No, Robert, they're going to go to heaven because they're pure souls. They're innocent souls. You just took Christianity and completely flipped it on its ear. We're all born sinners. Born sinners. We're all born sinners, and we all deserve to go to hell. The only way to escape going to hell is to accept the Jesus fucking sacrifice, which means babies and toddlers are fucked. But some way, somehow, because it's to make them feel good about their bullshit, right? We're all born sinners except for infants. Okay, again, go fuck yourselves. This is worse than nailing Jello to a fucking wall. Ask 52 Christians the same question, get prepared for 900 different answers. Roll the tape.
Don't think that they would go to hell because they didn't even know how to make a sound.
And God gives us a choice whether we want to spend eternity with him
I've already
or whether we don't.
this.
And that's a free will choice
No
that
free
he
will.
gives
Keep it
to all
moving.
of us. We all have to accept that we all are sinners. And
Pause the tape, except for babies, infants, and toddlers.
the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is separation.
I'm scared of dying.
Pause the tape. I'm not. The only thing that kind of gets me about dying are the people that I'm going to leave behind. I assume someone on this fucking planet cares about me. But if I were to get a terminal diagnosis like right now, it's like you got a week to live, my death wouldn't bother me. But there's a good chance that my dad's going to live more than 7 days. And the fact that he'd have to bury his wife and his youngest, that would crush me. But let's say I make it to 80. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I don't, right? I'd just be like, oh, fuck, I made it to the finish line. There was a great run at this. I don't fear death. Christianity helps those that do. Well, what's on the other side? Well, as far as I'm concerned, nothing. I just don't have to do this anymore. And so Christianity makes you feel better, to make you think you're going to float on a cloud forever. Roll the tape.
To live is Christ and to die is gain. That's my father's favorite verse. We are gaining eternal life. We are gaining a new faith. We are gaining a new body. We are gaining everything. Not that being here doesn't have its joys, but to be with him obviously is
It's the best.
Yeah. I always say I can't wait to die. My mom hates it. I always think
Yeah, pause the tape. We're going to fast forward. This is sitting on some bullshit. Because the exact same, well, fuck it. I remember someone, because like, okay, I like alcohol, big butts, redheads, and New Orleans Saints football. And the lady was like, you get none of that in heaven. I was like, okay, well, which part of me actually, what? And it's like, okay, well, I don't get that. So what do I get? And she basically, she literally told me, you're going to spend an eternity praising God. You really need to work on your salesmanship. That sounds fucking horrible. For an eternity? Oh my God. Is there a Costco over there? Where the fucking chapstick alone would break us financially. No, hold on, God. I'm just going to get all this. Okay, we're going. And you're doing that forever. Oh, God, no. My idea sounds fucking motherfucking tomahawk steaks, right? Perfectly roasted fucking chicken, rosemary as the seasoning, roasted sweet potatoes, motherfucking alcohol. Maybe just keep playing the same result from like the 2006, New Orleans Saints season where we won the motherfucking Super Bowl. That sounds fucking fantastic. You mean jerking some dude off for trillions of nonsense? That doesn't sound like fun at all. Oh my God. Okay, roll this fucked up ass tape.
It's like, God, take me now. Not suicidal, but we're always saying, but I get
Okay, let's
And
get into this.
family.
What? Hold on.
And family.
Uh,
Using my non-believer friends and family.
I want to hear that.
It would be the greatest pain to go to heaven and not see your siblings there.
I mean, my dad isn't saved, and half my family are Catholic, and I can't imagine a more miserable place than away from the perfect creator of all things.
In John 6, Jesus says that of all
Pause the tape in the tape. Let me tell you why. That's just sitting on some bullshit. The exact same motherfucker who sat there and told me that God killing every baby on the planet in the worst ways imaginable. This dude also, in a previous conversation, was talking about how it is he had just lost his mom. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry. At that point, my mom was alive and healthy. It's like, I can't imagine that pain. Holy shit balls. I just belch, hashtag unprofessional. But he kept talking, and I could tell from the conversation that he didn't think his mom was a Christian. I was like, hold on, pause. So your mother wasn't a Christian? I was like, I'm not sure. Okay. Based on everything that you just told me and have been telling me, you mean to tell me that this God that you're telling me, this fucking phenomenal, tremendous, you mean to tell me that there's a chance that your mother is in hell right now and her monkey ass is getting tossed the fuck up, being hurt in most unimaginable ways? Or is that what you're telling me? I'll never get. He was like, well, she had every opportunity to turn to Christ. Like, I'm done. I'm out. Go fuck yourself. What kind of bullshit is that to say? That's your mother. Right? Again, no, and no, and no, and no, and no, and no, and no. Again, there is no club that I have membership to that is more important than my sense of right and wrong. Right? Well, again, okay. Let me pick a group. Gay people. In Trump's New America, right? And they're hunting gay people like they did in World War II Nazi Germany looking for Jews. And I was like, look, I got 3 or 4 gay people in my house. I'm like, you guys stay here until the coast is clear. We're going to find a way to get you to safer grounds because this is just straight sitting on some bullshit. Someone knocks on that goddamn door. Are there any faggots in your home? I'm lying my monkey ass off. They're like, I'm going to tell you what, you better tell us the motherfucking truth or there's going to be some goddamn consequences. I'm still lying my monkey ass off. And I'm willing to face those consequences because you do what is right because it is the right thing to do. Right? If you're telling me that, okay, you got to swat and swim, you're going to avoid hell, but your friend who just so happens to be an atheist, a Jew, something other than the right kind of believer, they're going to get hurt, and you still choose to go. But again, it's not their fault. We were all given this before we had an opportunity to intellectually defend ourselves. Gang, that tape could have been way longer than what it actually was. All right, gang, Uncle Bobby's only giving you one big motherfucking problem. So as a result, Uncle Bobby's going to give you one big motherfucking solution. Christianity, shut the fuck up. Again, I think I remember David, Kashik, Cabal. It's not you. It's not you. It's what you're being asked to defend. It's just straight sitting on some bullshit. And you know what? If you were ever to break away from this stuff like I had did, like some of y'all did, right? Paulie B, you're the motherfucker that was born, like, what was it in the Matrix? And God bless America. The place where you were born, where you weren't plugged into the Matrix, that's you. Your monkey ass didn't have to break away from this bullshit. We did. What was that? It was the Nebuchadnezzar. I'm telling you, my brain is absolutely fried. But Paulie B, that's where you were born. You don't got the fucking holes in your back and shit, right? Your monkey ass was born in the fucking place where reality was just always fucking reality. We were sitting there in the shit and we had the bullshit plugged into our head and the machine were using us as fucking batteries and shit. And some of us had to break free. If those kids ever broke free from that, they're going to be okay. And if you ever just learn to think for yourself, you're going to be okay. And you can answer those quote unquote hard questions real easily, like we do. Uncle Bob, what do you think about gay people? They're gay. Okay. Are they assholes? Because that's what I'm going to judge them on. Right? What do you think about trans people? That they're people. Right? Well, that person has a dick, but they identify as a girl. Let's just call them a girl. You ever think about that? Well, their birth certificate says Jonathan, but they want to be called Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. It's just really that simple. Uncle Bobby, what do you think about the concept of hell? Straight sitting on some bullshit. God doesn't reward what you do. He only rewards what it is you believe. Right? Uncle Bobby, what do you think about fucking? Fucking is fucking fantastic. And I'm going to tell you something. The only reason why I'm doing a show right now, because there isn't someone here to fuck. No, trust and believe. I like doing these shows, but you know what I like doing more? Fucking. And so if I want to do some fucking, I'm going to do some fucking. Uncle Bobby, what do you think about jerking off all over yourself? What do you think I'm going to do when I close this goddamn laptop? Right? I'm not talking about kiddie porn or shit like that. I'm talking about fucking pornography. If you want to jerk off, fucking jerk off. How about them apples? Right? Is the Earth 6,000 years old? Well, according to science, no. So the world is easier to navigate when you aren't trying to mold your morality and your opinions around a dusty ass 2,000-year-old manual that is violently irrelevant. They shove this stuff into your medulla oblongata at the exact same time they told you Santa Claus was real. The only difference is when you figure out that Santa Claus isn't real, people give you the thumbs up and they say, you're grown up now, welcome to reality. Do that with the Christian gods, you get threatened with hell, and you are now in exile from your social group. Gang, it is okay to not believe in the bullshit. And Christians, I'm going to tell you, your world will be made easier if you stand on your own 2 feet and make your own decisions for yourself. Here's living proof that you're going to be all right. All right, gang, the big guy held you long enough. He signed the fuck off. Gin and Truth, let's go. Gang, it's really bothering me that I can't remember that place from The Matrix.